Section 5.2, example 2, identifying the end behavior of a power function. Describe the end behavior of the graph f of x is equal to x to the power 8. The book does say that if the power is even, then it has a form of a parabola or something to the power 4, something to the power 6, something to the power 8. So even tells us that both ends end up going to positive infinity. So let's just kind of see how that happens. So if we were to plug in, not 0, if we were to plug in 2 to the power 8, let's see what that number is. So 2 to the power 8, 256. What about negative 2 to the power 8? Power 8. Positive 256. So it doesn't matter which direction you go, negatives are always going to have that positive in there because we're multiplying even numbers. So if we had negative 2 times negative 2, that gives us a positive 4. If we have negative 2 to the power 3, it still holds that negative with it. So with odd numbers, it'll do that. With even numbers, it's going to take away whatever sign you input. So describe the end behavior of the graph of f of x is equal to 8. So here, the way we write it is going to be as x approaches. So let's kind of draw the scenario. So it's a really, really tight parabola looking equation or graph. But as we go further and further left, we go further and further up. It takes us up a lot faster than it takes us out or left and right. So writing this, we're starting with our input and going to our output. So as x approaches negative infinity, so if we keep going further and further left, so as x approaches negative infinity, our graph approaches positive infinity. Our graph approaches positive infinity. So to kind of abbreviate this, we would say as x approaches infinity, our graph f of x approaches positive infinity. So approaches negative infinity. And that's going to be for this left side going off to negative infinity. But we could also make a statement for the right side. So we could say as x approaches positive infinity, so going further and further to the right, our graph f of x approaches positive infinity. So when we look at these statements or when we look at end behavior, this is the way that you should be writing it. If you're going to abbreviate it like on a graph, well, not abbreviate it, if you're just going to show the directions, we would see it as x approaches negative infinity, our graph approaches positive infinity, or just looking at this arrow this way and this arrow this way. But this is what we would write down if we were being asked. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, bye.